So what I wanted to do was just make a commentary on the coloring. But then I kind of missed my chance because I drew some other things in between then and now. So instead, we will compare then and now. I did the first drawing here of KALEB a few weeks ago. I want my coloring to be flat color, a shadow, and a highlight. Spoiler alert, I left out the highlight in this one and also the shadow. So off to a good start. My inspiration for such a coloring style came from a video I watched months ago, like half asleep, which I actually found again. Ugh, I know, right? I'll link it below if I don't forget it. So sorry if I do forget to link it. The drawing in the video was done by this guy called Enzao Kunzo or something. So I checked his DeviantArt. I never really used DeviantArt, so I remember it being more complicated back in the day. So, or maybe I was just a little dumber. Who knows? So anyways, I had to scroll through all of his stuff. So then I scrolled back up and then I saw that it wasn't actually all of his works. So maybe I am still really dumb. After searching for this piece for quite a while, I tried typing in the name of the piece and his name, which gave me nothing because I spelled his name wrong for like 15 times. Fun! Then I found the piece, but it wasn't colored at all. So I went back to the video, and after going through it, I realized that the guy who made the video had colored everything in. Not Enza, whatever, the guy who made the line art didn't do that. So anyway, that was where I got my inspiration for coloring. I didn't use any reference for this pose, but I did use reference for the trees. So I tried coloring in everything with flat colors, no shadings, no highlight, and for the background, I wanted to use my black non-waterproof ink, which is literally just called tinta. The point is that when diluted with water, it turns purple, which I kind of like. I used the raw for the background. Another thing I got inspired by was this drawing by Shimizu. I don't know how to say the last part there. So I looked him up on Instagram because on Pinterest it said his Instagram, and well, let's just say I didn't find him. The reason I liked this style was because it was flat but also had these little scruff marks everywhere. I don't know why, but I like that because I always feel weird about empty spaces on shirts and such. I don't know. So I colored everything in. I added the scruff without real direction, and I messed up by literally painting over the damn moon. So besides that, here's what's wrong with it and what I had to improve on. His skin was way too light for a Native American, so I remixed my skin tone ink because it was way too light for anyone and had no real color in it, so I had to put in some more oranges and pinks. His pose is problematic, at least the feet are. It just doesn't work with the perspective. His hand looks too long. I drew him before drawing the background, and I was basically just thinking, how can I draw the least of the building? Which makes composition kind of suck. I should have added colors to the trees. And well, I shouldn't have painted the moon. I should have done research on how rooftops look and adjusted his pose accordingly because he's sitting flat on, even though the edge clearly is higher. Maybe I should have added some stars, and I should have added shadows and highlights from the moon. Now that we done fucked up, we can move on to the things we do better. So I darkened his skin. I added some color to the tinta. The reason I wanted to use this ink for the background was because I always felt like my drawings melt into each other if I just color everything. Like there's no difference between the characters and the background, you know? I added shadows and highlights. The shadows are done with the same tinta as the highlights. I did it with my white hybrid gel gel grip pen, which I tried blending out with water, but it just wouldn't budge. I don't know. Yay. So yesterday, I drew a picture for hashtag draw this in your art style or in your style challenge, which I really enjoyed, by the way. I drew Vidi Art Box challenge for 15k followers, and this is how it came out. I'm really happy with the outcome. The shadows looks nice, and so does the coloring to me. For the highlight, I used my white Colorex ink and diluted it with some water. So now, to conclude this, let's color something in, shall we? Here we have MAIA. MAIA is Greek. She's 17. Her clothing style is basically just 90s shirts and jeans, which I'm obsessed with, so don't even come at me. I've been thinking about her hair. Everyone in my comics seems to have dark hair, and I wanted to see if she could have dark blonde hair instead of black. So that's what we're trying out now. I did use reference for this drawing. I wanted to draw something with a pose instead of just looking dead ahead. There wasn't a lot of things I wanted her to do, so I guess she just looks like this now. I like it though. What else can I tell you about her? She has freckles, dimpled, luscious lips, and long wavy hair. And that's pretty much all I can say about her. For the coloring, I'm using my Colorix watercolor inks, as always, by the way, and my Pentel Neo Sable brushes. I added like a big shape in the background because I heard that for a drawing that's this simple without a real background, it's better to put something behind them so it doesn't look too weird and simple. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so that's all I have to say about this week. Thank you for watching. And to conclude this, it's time for the fortune cookie. Even the longest way starts with the first step. And with that, I wish you a nice weekend. See you next week. Bye!